I'm Elizabeth Ging. I'm the early childhood facilitator here in Edmond, and I have with me Suzanne Gonzalez, who is the upper elementary facilitator, and we are going to talk a little bit about conscious discipline. So, conscious discipline is part of our multi-tiered systems of support. MTSS is how we do school, and we often look at the academic side of that, but we also have to marry that with the behavior, social, emotional regulation side. So, conscious discipline is part of Tier 1 core instruction. It is on a level playing field parallel to academic instruction. So our conscious discipline core, our materials, our curriculum, our various pieces are just as important as that ELA curriculum, as that math curriculum, science, social studies. We know that children need to feel safe, connected, and regulated if they're going to take in the academic content that we need them to. So first, we must establish that sense of safety, connection, really overall a sense of family, right? Throughout our classrooms, throughout our schools. So it is part of that MTSS Tier 1 instruction. So to talk about conscious discipline, we first have to define discipline. What is discipline? The classical definition of discipline is to teach. It is not punishment and it is not rewards. However, it gets muddy out there as we parent, as we work through school systems of what is discipline. But to discipline means that we identify a missing skill and we work to fill that skill through instruction, okay? So what is conscious discipline? Conscious discipline is an evidence-based, comprehensive, social-emotional, intelligence classroom management program that empowers both teachers and students. It's based on current brain research, developmentally appropriate practices, with the goal of providing systematic changes in schools by fostering the emotional intelligence of teachers first and then students. That is one of the things that is unique about conscious discipline. There's a lot of different SEL, regulation programs, curriculum out there, but they tend to focus on students. With conscious discipline, we start at the bottom with the brain state model. That builds schools based on safety, connection, and problem solving. That goal of using brain research for optimal success. From there, we travel up to the 7 powers for conscious adults. These enhance our social emotional intelligence and learning, okay? Creating mindful teachers and staff for us to see discipline as an opportunity to teach and not just a disruption in our classrooms. From there, we move up to the school family. That helps create that positive climate that we look for within our 4 walls of our classroom, but also to spread out into the overall culture and climate and the feeling of family across the school building. And then at the top, we have the 7 skills of discipline. These provide adults with the skills needed to effectively transform problems into life lessons. Starting at the bottom of that pyramid is that brain-based model. We talk a lot about the brain in conscious discipline, and we identify 3 specific states with the brain. So I always like the hand model. So at the base, we have brainstem, right? This is our survival state. This is where we get that fight, flight, or freeze. It doesn't have to be kiddos who are flailing or having physical outbursts. It could be the student who is sitting there, kind of space case, deer in the headlights. They could be very well in brainstem. It doesn't always have some sort of physical piece to it. But in this state, we're often wondering, am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? It's tied to the arousal system, often called the clapper in conscious discipline. So when that clapper is going off in my brain, that amygdala, am I able to learn? Am I able to engage? Am I able to attune to what is happening in the classroom? Oftentimes, no, right? So we're always working at integrating the brain and moving up. From there, we move up into the emotional state, the limbic system. It's buried very deep in our brain. And the question here is, am I loved? Am I cared for? Am I loved? It's tied to the attachment system. Now the amygdala is known, the limbic system is known as the gatekeeper. It touches both brainstem and our prefrontal lobe. So when I'm in that emotional state, depending on the reaction that I get or what's happening in the environmental context, I could go up to the higher centers of my brain, or, that was more demands on me. I don't like it, I don't want it. I'm gonna go down, right, in my brainstem. So it's known as the gatekeeper. This is where we get the eye rolling. This is where we get the whining. This is where we get the lip from children or adults, either way, right? Okay, so from there, we move up to the executive state, to the prefrontal lobes. This is where ideally we want to be functioning and where we want our students functioning. This is where we're able to regulate. This is where we're able to problem solve. This is where we're able to really think, what can I learn from this? Instead of all that background noise and chatter happening. Putting it all together, we have the powers, the 7 powers, those regulate us. We have the 7 skills. These help to regulate the children. And then we have the structures, routines, and rituals that allow us to practice the 7 powers and 7 skills. This is where we can tie in the safe place. This is where Brain Smarts start. This is where we're doing I love you and connecting rituals, the classroom jobs that give a sense of service, worth, and belonging, right? So, wish wells, you're probably familiar with several of the things in there. This is how they tie back together to the overall picture. So with that, Suzanne is going to visit with you about the materials you're going to receive today.
All right, so we're really excited to get these to you guys and get them in the classroom. And there's 3 different things that everybody's going to be receiving today. The first one is the skills on a string, which looks like this. This one's closed up, but it looks kind of like where you put your tag that you can stretch it out, and it has a cord. Okay. So you can clip this on your pants or your shirt or wherever it gets a little bit heavy if you clip it on your lanyard. So here it'll give you an example, and it gives you the script exactly on what to say whenever you're in that moment that you're disciplining a child. Okay, so with these skills on a string, they empower yourself to have confidence in that language to be able to handle any discipline in the classroom. And once you get used to using them, you might not need them anymore. Maybe you can give them to another teacher to use them, because you'll start getting used to saying the script in all those different situations. But we're gonna have Dr. Becky Bailey explain a little bit more about the skills on a string.
Dr. Becky Bailey, the creator of Conscious Discipline, a comprehensive social and emotional learning program. One of the things we do that's unique about Conscious Discipline is we are an adult first. In other words, our goal is to make the adult the change agent, not a curriculum. So you're actually carrying the curriculum within you, but first you have to learn that curriculum. So you're going to learn, the adults are going to learn a mindset so that they can stay in the higher centers of the brain, and then a skill set. So what we're doing is it asked us, Conscious Discipline asked all of us to upgrade our mindset and our skill set. And that's why it's called transformational change. So one of those things I hear all the time is like, oh my gosh, this is a foreign language. So it asked us to speak differently to children. Now, I remember growing up and going to college, and it said you need to do this, you need to have a respectful relationship, you do this respectfully, you do all this, and no one showed me what that looked like. So we actually have phrases in conscious discipline to get you going with this new way of interacting using upset, what we typically call disrespect or noncompliance as teaching opportunities, but you first must internalize the skills. So to help you with that, it's a slow process, as you can imagine, changing a habit. We have what's called a skills on the string. Now you can see it has a clip on, so you can just clip these on your string and and you can pull them off and use them. You hang it like this. And on each of these is one of the 7 skills of conscious discipline. So it has, first, your job is to keep them safe, and your job and the child's job is to help keep it safe. But each one has words on here. You're safe, breathe with me, you can handle this. Did you like it? Tell your friend, I didn't like it when you blank, please. So it gives you words for situations on here, which many teachers over the years have found very helpful in that moment. And it almost looks like this. Okay, hold on, let me see. And I know that sounds funny to you, but if you're working with kids, they're learning along with you. And it's actually become funny. I've had some kids say, okay, this happened. I know you're going to find something to say, so I'll give you a moment. But the point is, it's like Cliff Notes for conscious discipline, very helpful at the moment. Also, if you do teacher training, if you're a principal or a director or in the school district, as you go through each chapter, you then hand these out and you practice this one thing for a month. Then you hand out the next one for the next month. And by the end of the year, you indeed have skills on a string.
The next tool that you all will be receiving will be the I Feel, I Choose board. This one's closed up, but it has 2 sides. So it has the student will be able to choose I Feel, and this I Feel, I Choose board will teach children the strategies of self-control and how to be able to manage their emotions also. So they'll choose the feeling that they feel, and then they choose the one that they feel, and then they choose what strategy they want to use to be able to calm down and be able to regulate. Then over on the other side, it has a mirror, and then it has the different goals that they can choose, and they can reflect on the goal, okay? So this is great because it's portable. You can take it out to recess with you. You can take it to lunch. They can take it to specials. Wherever they need it, it's easy for them to carry. And then here we have a few students explaining how to use it also.
I want to share with you the I Choose Self-Control board, created out of what I think is a big need that we're all facing right now, self-control. And I actually designed this sitting at a restaurant on the back of a restaurant receipt. I'm always like, give me some paper, I've got an idea. So I found this to be very helpful, even for myself at my own age, but all the children I've seen use it are just in love with this. And it does 4 phenomenal things. First of all, it's compact. So it meets the need for space, whether you're a parent or a teacher. Second, it's portable. So you can carry it on trips, you can carry it out to the playground. And third, you can individualize this. So if a certain emotion is giving a child a certain problem, you can put the ones up here they're dealing with and not so overwhelming. Also, you can pick the strategies. There's about 18 strategies. The extra ones are in this pouch in the back. And finally, the 4th thing, which is just so important, is it asks the children to reflect on their goal. Is your goal to stay upset, calm down, feel better, or get out of doing something? So it asks for this wonderful skill called reflection. And if we facilitate that developing, it's the core skill one needs for honesty.
I would highly recommend this for any grade. I would recommend it for middle school, high school. They got this like that. They were over here pulling it, doing their thing, picking this, taking a deep breath, being a star, and then they would go right back. to their desk.
So tell me how you used it and how it was for you.
Well, I was kind of, anxious, angry, frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if I was going to get kicked out from patrols or stay in patrols. I had a disagreement at specials. I was late, so I didn't get to go to class. Then I just chose star, did a balloon.
So I decided to squeeze the ball inside the safe place box.
Mm-hmm. And what was your goal? What was your goal on the back? Because you have 4 choices: to feel better, calm down, stay upset, or just get out of doing something. What was your goal?
I wanted to calm down.
I tried calming down, and it kind of helped me to calm down.
So your goal was to calm yourself down. And how did it work out with the patrol thing?
Well, I was calm and I didn't get to be like a patrol, but I'm still fine.
So you were able to handle a disappointment.
Yes.
How many people think it's been helpful? Yes? Oh, almost everyone has found it to be helpful. Even though the I Choose Self-Control Board is easy, almost self-explanatory for all children, it comes with an 18-page booklet that shows you and teaches you what and why this is so important for children. It explains all the strategies that are available so that you can individualize this for your specific child or specific children. I Choose Self-Control Board is going to change things in your home and in your classroom significantly. And you know the interesting thing, it's going to change you too. And I always love that when I grow with my children and for my children. I wish you well.
The last thing you guys are going to be getting are going to be the Schubert book set. And some of you have, all of these should be in your building up to 2nd grade. So 2nd grade also have these books as well. So with these Schubert book sets, these build character during a conflict situation for children. So they're all books that you can read to your students that give them an example of a situation that Schubert is going through in the story and what he did to be able to solve the problem. So for example, this one has Schubert's big voice. This one helps him with assertiveness, okay? And then it has all these other examples. Schubert is a star and Schubert's helpful day. So these are all books that your students can relate with. It's a child as well that they're going through the same issues and circumstances that they may be going through as well. So with these, you'll get these books, and then on the educator dashboard, when you read these books to your students, you have the classroom study guide that has some questions that you can ask the students when you're reading the book. And then there's some graphic organizers that you can use. So these can be for our younger kiddos, and these can be for upper elementary. They both are exactly the same thing, just differentiated for the age. And then it has this one that comes along with the graphic organizer as well. But these are in the educator dashboard under the Schubert and Sophie books. And on the Conscious Discipline website, this is a Schubert school, so this models what conscious discipline looks like in all different areas of the school. But she'll go in Schubert's classroom, and if you go all the way down to the bottom, it has, if we click on any of these, it kind of spotlights that area in the classroom and says exactly what that looks like in the classroom. This is just one place that you can go to and kind of see, it's like a model classroom for conscious discipline, and see what it looks like in different areas of the building. And then just to find some of the conscious discipline resources, going in through the educator dashboard, elementary, and clicking on the conscious discipline button, there you'll be able to find all the resources. It looks just like this, and you'll be able to find all the resources on there available. There's lots of printables, there's more videos on there that you can find. We've been working on one-pagers for each of these buttons also that will be on there available soon, that will have the what, the why, and the how do you do all of these routines, rituals, and structures, together with some links in the bottom, kind of like a very quick summary of each of those buttons. And then here's just some more websites where you can find some more information on conscious discipline.